So I'm going to do a quick tutorial. Probably not going to end up being quick, you know how that goes. But I'll show you guys what I know about Kilik in this game. Let's see where to begin. Character archetype, I guess. He's obviously got great range in this game. So keep out is one way to play him, but personally I always found that a good way to use or a good way to select characters in this game is not only by their archetype but by their unique tools. And Kilik actually is a really good aggressive style character if you keep him at the right space. If they get too close, you have to rely on moves like down forward K or crush moves like down 2A. I gotta get used to the notation. I'm going back and forth between Tekken and Soul Calibur. It's a pretty big pain in the ass. But 3K and 2A are both very important crush moves. But what you want to do is you want to stay around at this range. At the tip range of 2A, that's where you want to stay. And if you stay at this range, you can actually be pretty aggressive with a lot of his tools. And that's what makes him pretty interesting. So you would think he would be a very turtley, spammy, keep out kind of a character. But his turtley moves, his longest range moves, are not really that good at keeping out, especially in comparison to, let's say, Nightmare or Ivy. Both of those characters are much better at just straight up keep out. Kilik, on the other hand, he's more like this middle ground character where he's very aggressive, or he can be very aggressive, but it's at a range where a lot of the characters in this game can't reach. So it's like being aggressive and playing keep out at the tip of the staff, which is really what makes him good and unique. His main key tools, I'd say, first we could start with launchers. His down B, which is his 8-way run down or up B, is his main launcher. It has a high crush property, though it's not very reliable, and it also has a low crush property as he hops off the ground, but again, not something that you can rely on. But it is a mid-hitting launcher that has a really good hitbox and great range. As I mentioned, if you're playing at that range that I specified, the tip of down A, this is a great launcher. Just right out of 8-way run, you know, and it has decent tracking to his right as well, so they won't be stepping it that easily. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, Civlov? I saw you in the chat. Play on. So let's see here. That's a very important launcher with him. Another important launcher is while standing B. While standing B is important because it's one of the rare while standing launchers in the game. I wouldn't say rare, but definitely not common. It's pretty fast and it can punish you know, a lot of lows that are otherwise, though they may be punishable by a lot of characters, usually they're not launchable. And this is a pretty decent a pretty decent launcher from while standing for that. Also, at any point you can duck while standing B, you know, and it hits on the ground, so it's pretty solid. The combo I use off of that is forward A, I think. Let me double check that. Yeah, forward A is the most damaging and best Okazemi as far as I recall. And yeah, those are the two main launchers you're going to use with this character. He also has a down forward B, which is decent. I don't tend to use it that much. I don't find a lot of room for it in my game. It's a bit slow, and it does have a second hit. If the second hit hits, you can get something. I don't remember exactly what, but it's very rare. Maybe, I don't remember what you can get off that, but not much. And it's not really, the second hit is only there for, like, you know, people who are getting too hasty with their punish on down forward B, on 3B. But yeah, it's decent. I think the combo off of 3B is also 6-6A. The combo off of 2-2B, which I may not have mentioned, is you wait a little bit and then you do 6-AAA. If you time that correctly, it is a true combo. They can't air control it. But if you do it too early, let's see if I can do it too early, like that, they could definitely air control that. So you have to time it correctly for it to be a true combo. And another thing I want to mention about this move, which is related to this combo, is that this move has a couple options off of it. So you could do 6-AAA, which I'll talk about the move itself a little later when I go through the move list real quick. But in terms of this combo, this string has a just frame mid at the end. So 6-AAA is just the regular string. It's high, high, high. But 6AA B plus K, 6AA B is another built-in string to this, which sucks. You don't want this string ever. But 6AA and then just frame B plus K, which isn't the easiest thing in the world to do, but I'll try it a couple times here. There we go. That is a just frame. So it's 6AA and then the just frame is B plus K, and the last hit is mid. But that's really not that important either. I'll get into the counter hit properties later. But what is important is that just frame is soul charge cancelable. So you can do 6AA and then just frame a soul charge plus 6 at the same time, and you will get a soul charge like that. So that's where the Okazemi comes off of Kilik's launcher. So basically, down B, 6AA, soul charge, and you get extremely good wake-ups from this position. You can they're still in the air for such a long time because of the soul charge cancel of 6AA, B plus K, that you are just able to do whatever you want. So that's really, really important to remember with this character, and that's one of the things that makes 22B or 88B such a valuable launcher. It just yields so much momentum and offense for this character. So very important, I'd say. Other moves that I think are very, very good with this character, as I mentioned, 3K is really important in close, especially against characters that are quicker than you, like Mitsurugi or any character that's very quick. You're going to want to use this move in close because it's mid, it's safe, it's a K, so it won't lose to Bs if they collide at the same time. And it low crushes. So anyone who tries to like beat out your moves with a down A really quick, down A abusers, you could just go right over those down A's easily with 3K from Kilik, and it's really the move that it helps him out in close quite a bit. Very, very important move for this character. Let's see, what else is important from up close? Oh, these are just key moves I'm talking about here. His down A, as I mentioned, is very important because it has great tracking. It's a low, and tracking lows in this game are very valuable because of the existence of step guard. It also gives plus on hit, and it high crushes. So it'll go under those high abusers, and if it connects, while standing KB is almost uninterruptible. There are very few things that the opponent can do, and very few characters that can interrupt it. So basically, you can treat that as a frame trap. So down A into while standing K is a frame trap. If the while standing K counter hits, while standing KB is guaranteed, and then you get that combo, which is great damage. So down K is really going to open up your, down A is really going to open up your offense very easily and effectively. Because, as you can imagine, if the opponent is concerned with the follow-up while standing K, they're going to do something other than attack. So, in which case, you have the opportunity to perhaps mix them up with a throw, or maybe you can do the monument throws, which I'll talk about later. Forgot how to do them. There we go. That's the monument throw, 103 damage, very, very good. So you have a lot of options after you open them up with down A, and as I mentioned, step guard against really good opponents is just so good in this game. So down A is his main step killer. Really, really great move. Let's see some other moves that are important. Oh yeah, 2-2-AB is a really important move. So I mentioned that the best range to maintain with this character is around at this tip of down A range, a little closer than that, around here. And at this range, if you're walking around, if you see something whiff, you can use down B. But if nothing's whiffing and you want to just start some offense, you can use down A or up A. And the follow-up strings are down or up AB. This is mid, and it is a counter hit combo. So if it hits on counter hit, they're gonna eat that. And you can counter hit confirm that. So let me turn this more onto guard second attack. So on counter hit, you can counter hit confirm this and let it go. You can also guard cancel the B, so it'll be 2-2-A-B, and that looks like that. And the good thing about this is since the trail is still on his staff, it looks like another attack is coming. So down A into something else, or down A-B guard, it causes a lot of hesitation in the opponent. And the third one, which you should use the least frequently because it's the most dangerous, is down AA and down AAA. So that is also a counter hit combo. However, if it doesn't counter hit, sorry, that's not a counter hit combo. But even if it doesn't land, ooh, wait a minute here. I remember now. Okay, so the way this works is it's a counter hit combo if it hits counter hit on shallow hit. If it's up close, the low will not counter hit combo. So you guys have to excuse me. It's been a while, but yeah, that's how that works. The low, however, is very dangerous to use because the opponent can jump over it if they suspect that you're using it. And the third hit is absolutely dangerous to use. Down, down, A. That is very, very launch punishable on block and jumpable as well. So let's see. Another extremely important tool with this character is down forward A plus B and down back A plus B. This is an extremely important low when you're up close. The way this works is, and I probably won't be able to show you this as far as a visual aid, but I'll try to explain it. So in this game, there is something called throw, escape, recovery. And the way it works is when you throw someone with anything, no matter what kind of throw, if they break it or if they throw you and you break it, you're put into the post-throw break animation, which flashes green. Now, during that post-throw break animation, you have the opportunity to hit down forward at a specific time, and if you do it just right, you're granted plus 14. So you're basically, what you're doing is you're able to cancel out of a throw break animation in this game 14 frames earlier than you're supposed to by hitting down forward. Now, in the case of these throws, because when you do this, if the opponent breaks it, you don't receive the throw break animation. The way it works is very funky, but basically, if you do this and they break it, if you hit down forward B at the correct time, the down forward input counts as your throw, escape, recovery. And since this throw break, when he lifts his leg, it's already plus like something for Kilik. It's already plus like 9 or something. And if you do the throw, escape, recovery, that plus 9 or whatever it is gets an additional plus 14. So basically what ends up happening is you end up getting a free down forward B. That is exceptionally cheap if you consider that these lows are very, very hard to punish on block. And if they don't break the throw, they're eating Okazemi off of those lows. What I usually like to do off the forward one is forward B plus K, which is that cartwheel. The reason is because if they decide to back roll, stay down, or side roll, they're going to have to deal with it. So the only way to deal with that is to just get up and block. In which case, if they just get up and block, you know what's coming next. The same thing again. You're just going to put them in this situation over and over again. And you'll see, when I play this character, usually I do this, and you'll see a lot of other Kilik players do it as well. It's because the throw break animation for this is really, really good. And on hit, you're getting a hard knockdown with an untechable knockdown. So it's really, really a great move. And down back A plus B is the opposite break. I forget which is which. I think the forward one is an A break, and the back one is a B break. The back one will ring out behind you as well, so it's very, very important when your back is to the ring. I think it'll also wall splat. Let's see if it wall splats. I'm pretty sure it'll wall splat for additional damage. So let's try it out. Yeah. So you get additional damage plus wake-ups if it wall splats. So it's really, really cheap tool. And as I mentioned, you should practice the throw break recovery thing. If they break it, you should time a down forward B. And if you time it correctly, it's gonna be guaranteed. So free launcher if they break your throw. Really, really important and really, really good. Another thing, earlier I mentioned down down AB and down down AA and the guard cancel for down down AB. That is pretty effective because of the animation. It's a very weird, wild cancel, and that causes people to hesitate in this game. And you can do the second hit of down down AB on its own, which is done by doing B plus K. I really, really like this cancel a lot. The move itself is not great on its own. It has a different hitbox than the version off of this first hit, but the cancel is very, very good. He steps in and then steps back out too. So what you can do is you can use this cancel to step in and make them think that they'll be able to reach you, but you're maintaining that space that I told you about, so they won't reach you. They'll whiff, and then you'll be able to punish with something, and that's really, really an effective effective string. Hey, what's up, Great One? I noticed Great One's in the chat posting up the combos and the soul charge guard crush stuff. Generally, with this character, I don't really use much soul charge guard crushing. I don't think it's that effective with him. But I'll take a second glance at that list just in case there's anything that I think's worth mentioning. I'm going to try and keep these tutorials relatively short, or as short as I can, because I think this game is so simple that you don't really need to delve into that deep move list and use everything. Basically, I'm going to cover the things that I think are essential, and I'll quickly go over the move list and what I'm missing, but you can go over it on your own and add what you like to what I've already mentioned, and, you know, create your own type of a game with Kilik. He's a very open-ended character too. You can play him in many different ways, which is really cool. Anyway, so let's see what else is important with this guy. Okay, other really key keep out moves. 6B, of course this is important. It's a long range mid. It is a B, so it has good properties for crushing. 6B8 is very good. It's similar to Mitsurugi and Yoshimitsu's. On hit, it does that auto backstep, which is really good. You know, to maintain space. It's also a fast B move, which is always important. And you also have 6B down. This low, though it is linear, it has a weird look to it, and it's very hard to block. On block, it gives pushback. Let's see if I can see that. Oh, it doesn't in this game, but it's very safe. It might be punishable by very, very quick punishers, but it's essentially pretty safe. It also hits on the ground as well, so not a bad option. Not the best when you consider he has down A and down forward and down back A plus B. Those are very, very important. Another thing that I feel like I should mention for this character, which I haven't practiced much but is in the PAL version or the HD online version of this game, is he has something called Doom Kicks. The way this works is, this is a bug, and it's available in the PAL version, as I mentioned. His standing K basically is guard cancelable, just like everyone else's. As you see there, you can guard cancel it. However, his can be guard canceled after it connects. That is a bug. It's a little tricky to time. Let me see if I can get it. There. It is a just frame. It is very difficult to time. I could say this is not something that you can do without practice. It's kind of like, I'd compare it to a slightly easier version of Lee's Acid Rain. I mean Violet's Acid Rain in Tag 2. It only has one just frame, but it is that type of a strict timing. When you do the Doom Kick on block, you're at a huge block advantage. Let's see how it looks. The thing is, it's very risky. People, when this game was coming out, there it is. That's the Doom Kick. So when this game was coming out, everyone was talking about how cheap that is, and I didn't even understand exactly how it worked, or didn't remember. But when I looked at it again myself, I personally don't think this is that effective of a tool. As a punisher, I think it's a very, very effective tool. So that's really where it shines. But just as an offensive tool, it's really not that good because of the difficulty. And, you know, it's just like... Now I'm starting to get it every time and shit. But, you know, it's good. But it's not... You're not going to win tournaments with it on its own. But I highly recommend you practice it because it's a tool that's unique to this version and very, very effective. And on hit, if it hits and you do the Doom Kick correctly... Let's see if I can do it. You're supposed to get a down forward B for free. There you go. That was it. So you get a down forward B guaranteed. On block, I noticed someone in the chat, Oath of Revenge, asked if there's something guaranteed on block. No, in this game, it doesn't usually allow you to guard crush someone with a standard block animation, which means if they're blocking, no matter how much plus they're at, usually they're going to maintain the block animation. So you can't do something on block and then guarantee something afterwards. Usually. There are very rare exceptions to that. So in this case, the Doom Kick on block is going to be plus, I think it's plus 12 or something. It's quite a bit of frames, but I don't think anything is guaranteed. However, on hit, as I mentioned, you get that free down forward B, which is pretty impressive for a Punisher. So that's basically what you want to practice. The Doom Kick as a Punisher, just like that, and you're going to get basically a standing K, which punishes quite a bit of stuff in this game, and it becomes a launcher, which is really good. That's the cheapest thing he probably has in this game, and he doesn't have that in the NTSC version of this game, so I thought I'd mention it in the tutorial. Another thing he has is a couple of stances. Now this one is called Tribute Stance, I think. Yeah, this is Tribute Stance. It has a couple of options afterwards, but I personally think it sucks. It does have the A flare thing off the ground off of it, which is very telegraphed and shitty. He has this B move, which is very linear and only does anything on counter hit, as far as I remember. Yeah. And then he has the K, which also sucks big time. Very linear and shitty. But he has a sidestep off of it, and the stance itself GI's B moves. So you can use it for that and sidestep if it doesn't work, which isn't that bad. In my opinion, his Monument is a much better stance, and it has a similar function, except it GI's A's. Now, to me, a GI is more valuable than a B GI, because A's are usually going to be non-knockdown moves or pokes. So if you fuck up and you don't get the GI, at least it's not going to be something that fucks you up bad. You know, it's not going to be like a launcher. B's are usually launchers or knockdown moves in this game, so they're more dangerous to try to GI. So that's why Monument is very important. Now, Monument, as I mentioned, will GI A's, but it also has the sidestep that Tribute Stance has. Now, the sidestep off this is actually pretty good because it looks pretty weird. This stance, it doesn't really, like, you don't even know what he's doing, and it doesn't even, the camera angle doesn't, it looks like one of his legs disappears, and I don't know, I just never liked the way this looks in terms of being aggressive. But you know, the Monument stance is actually really good for offense, and the follow-ups are more valuable as well. So here are the follow-ups. Monument A gives you a down A, and it has the same types of properties as a down A, which is really good. Monument A, definitely something you should consider. Monument B is very linear, but it is the mid mix-up for your Monument A, and because they are less likely to sidestep because of this move, the threat of this move, the B becomes sort of viable, though I don't think it's great. And then you have Monument K, which only is usable if you do Monument and they obviously whiffed something. You have time to do this quick K, but it is high, so you have to be cautious how you use that. But it's pretty solid, not bad. And he also has Monument B plus K, which is the same as B plus K when you're standing, and it has the same guard animation out of it. So that's something you should remember as well. So if you, all the things that I told you so far, if you tie them together, you can see that this guy has some pretty good, impressive offense, and he's got, that offense is coming from a range that a lot of characters can't really reach you at. So that's really what's something that's unique about this character. And I'll go over some of the other moves that I'm missing right now when I go over the move list. I'm just trying to give you guys a gist of how to play the character. Now, the Monument throws, which I'll cover now since I'm talking about Monument, are done by Monument A plus guard or Monument B plus guard. They both look exactly the same. However, the A version, which is an A break, does a shitload of damage, while the B version does not do a shitload of damage. So you have to remember that. That is the thing that's going to kind of give your opponent the tip on what to break. So the A version, the complete command looks like that, and the back B is the follow-up. The way you do it is core circle forward to do Monument, then A plus guard, which is the throw. You have to do it kind of quick. You can't delay it the way you can delay, like you can delay Monument A very late, or Monument B very late like that, or Monument K or whatever, but the throws have to be done instantly. So if you do the A version, the next step is back forward A, so it's quarter circle forward, A plus guard, then back forward A, and then half circle forward B. And that's going to give you the entire command. I'll show it to you in the move list here. There it is right there. So quarter circle forward, A plus guard, and then immediately back forward A, and then immediately after that, half circle forward B, and you're going to get the entire command throw off of Monument. Now, I mentioned after it connects, back B, if you don't hold it, just a quick back B should be a combo. I'm doing it wrong, I think, but let's see. That's a combo. 103 damage, very, very damaging, really, really good. Back B is also something that you can remember, and I will look at the guard crushes and stuff later, but I think that's a level 2 guard crush, yeah, and it's a level 3 unblockable. So back B is decent. You can also hold it to make it a true unblockable, or you can make it unblockable and then 8-way run cancel it. So that's pretty good. You could get in their face. You can use that to close space, and then boom, 8-way run out of something and out of their attempted counter hit or whatever, and that's pretty solid. Not bad. His B version off of the Monument throw is done by hitting quarter circle forward, B plus guard, and then back forward, A plus B. Now this only does 50 points damage, which is less than a normal throw. However, it rings out. So this is something to remember. It rings out to Kilik's left. So if you do this and you're close enough to the ring, it will ring out. Really, really good. So yeah, this guy, you know, he seems like a typical boring character, but he's actually really fun to watch and really, really cool to play. Very, very interesting and fun character, and they really fucked him over in the future games. They made him super gay in every game after this, and then in the 5th version of the game, they turned him into a Mokujin, so he doesn't even have his own move list. And it's just really a tragedy because this character is really cool. And the Exiba character that made to replace him in the newest version of the game is really just a total douchebag in comparison. He doesn't have any of the cancels. He doesn't have any of the cool offense or the frames or any of that stuff, which is really unfortunate. Let's see. I'll go over his move list now. It'll give me a reminder of what I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, AA. His AA is really important. So let's see, how can I put this? So his AAB is a natural counter hit combo, and it's a launcher, which is really, really good. However, AAB is it does not jail. So AA, they can duck under it if they try to duck. So that's something that you should keep in mind, but it is dangerous to use. But it is a counter hit combo launcher, which is good, and it has good range. You can also do a tilde A. You have to do it very quickly. And I think B, yeah, okay, so let's see if that's a counter hit combo. Yeah, that's a counter hit combo if you do a tilde A, and then B. And I'm pretty sure it's counter hit confirmable as well. Yeah. So that's great off of his AA. And those 2 hits for AA are fast enough that they jail, so you can't duck under that. So if you want to use AAB, that's a lot easier to hit confirm, but it's more dangerous. And you can do a tilde AB, which is also a counter hit combo, but a little less dangerous. Really, really good. Oh, also, his AA, you can sidestep off of it. So let's say they duck under the... It's not a sidestep. It's the same as the Monument sidestep. So let's say they duck under the second A. If you hold down, he'll move down. And if you hold up, he'll move up. So that's pretty solid for just offense in general. And just, you know, keep out and all that stuff. It's just, it flows together really well. You know, like you can use all these different moves. Really, really effective offense for the amount of range he has. Really cool. Let's see, moving on, AAB. I talked about 6AAA. It is a natural counter hit combo. You can hit confirm it, and it's relatively fast and tracks really well. So you should be careful about that. It's really, really effective, but you have to use it right. Also, I mentioned 6AAB plus K. Sorry, it's kind of hard to do. Keep fucking it up. Man, I can't believe how many times I'm missing this. There we go. So 6AAB plus K, which is a just frame, is a counter hit combo as well, and is hit confirmable. But it's tough to do. This is one of those advanced things with this character. I guess like Doom Kicks. But yeah, it's really good. 6AAB plus K is really solid for a counter hit combo. And you also have the opportunity to do the soul charge cancel like that. That's also a just frame, and it's done by doing 6AA and into soul charge while holding 6. But it does have just frame timing, so you have to be cautious and do your practicing. Let's see. 6AA up and down is just basically the 6B up and 6B down follow-ups, which you're not going to use much. It's kind of shitty. 6A is a really good move to close space. It's 2 hits and it tracks the 2 hits jail, and it does good damage and rings out to your right. So solid move to close space, and it does, you know, it does what you want it to do as 6A. It is high though, so you have to be careful about that. Down forward A B plus K is a counter hit combo that reaches like a mile away. Really good for ringing out. I think it's hit confirmable. Yeah, it is. But it doesn't track that well to his left. It has decent tracking to his right. Not the best, but it doesn't track that well to his left. So you have to be careful how you use that. And you cannot guard cancel this version of this move. There's a bunch of versions of this move. The version off of down forward A is not guard cancelable, so you have to be cautious how you use it. Anyway, let's see. Down back A is how you do his generic down A, but it sucks because it's so slow. So up close, you're going to want to use down forward K and down K as your fast moves, because, and standing K doom kick, because you know, you don't have that many options here. Back A, not that important. Back AA, not that important. You can fiddle with it. It does go into monument if you want to use it that way, so you could do something like that, but I don't really use it. I don't think it's that good. A plus B is this twirly move. I never use it. I think it's shitty. You can experiment with it yourself. 6A plus B is a counter hit move that works as a counter hit combo, but again, I don't use it that much. I don't think it's that good. Low attack throw is what I was talking about earlier. That is a very, very important and effective part of his overall offense and overall game. The ring out threat of down back A plus B, extremely important for your mix-ups and knockdowns. And as I mentioned, if they break the throw, if you time a down forward B afterwards, even if they break the throw, they cannot block the down forward B. So this is one of his cheap things in the NTSC version. The Doom Kick is like his really cheap shit in this version, but that is also something you should remember. Down A plus B sucks. Forget that move. Let's see. Back A plus B. B is okay because on counter hit, all this shit is a combo for 95 points. But I don't use it because the initial hit is so slow that it's very hard to set up a counter hit there. Monument A plus B is probably something really shitty. I don't know what it is. Let's see. I don't even know what this is. Whatever, it's gonna suck anyway. Who cares? A plus K is a decent move. It's a double mid hitting. It's a counter hit combo. It has decent tracking. And he jumps in the air. And you know, in this game, anytime you're in the air, that's like an added bonus for the move that does it. That's one of the main reasons why down forward K is so good. So A plus K, yeah, is really a solid move. Really, really good. I would recommend it. 6A plus K is okay because it does a ton of damage. It does have some combo possibilities afterwards. 6B is one of which. And 6B, I'm sure I'll cover it in a minute, but it's also an important move for him. Let's see. Down forward A plus K is another option for a low. It forces crouch on hit, and it's unseeable, but it's very linear. So I would recommend down A over it in most cases, but you should always keep in mind what lows you have access to. Let's see, moving on. Man, this guy's got a ton of moves. Back A plus K. That move sucks. You don't want to use that. A, B, I mentioned that already. A, B, this move sucks. You don't want to use that. Up forward. Oh, 8-way run, up forward, AA. This is a pretty solid move. Now, he has two versions of it. 8-way run, down forward, AA, and 8-way run, up forward, AA. Both of them basically act similarly. However, I think one of them is mid-high. That one's mid-mid. Oh, they're both mid-mid, but they are different moves. They have similar properties. Personally, I like to use just one hit, because if you do just one hit, the trail stays on his staff, and it looks like the second hit is going to come out anyway, even though it's not. So you can do one hit and then, you know, do a... Oh, that actually has a back turn just frame off of it as well. But you can just do one hit and then do a throw, which is really, really effective because the trail is coming. They think that the second mid is coming, and then you can just grab them. You know, really, really effective. Solid move. Another great ranged move, too, so that's a good use for it. Down down A, I talked about the options off of that. Really, really great string. One 8-way run 1A. This is your good keep out low. Like if you're almost, you know, very, very long range low, you can pester with this from long range and make them have to duck and not be able to 8-way run around from long range, which is really good. And it's also such a long range low that it's almost no risk of being jumped over, because even if they jump over it, most characters in the game don't have anything that's going to reach you at this range. And lows that don't have the threat of being jumped over are really, really valuable lows in this game, because jumping at a high level is extremely effective. Back AA is kind of shitty. I don't really use it much, but you may like it. While standing A is another move that's decent. Not too much special about it, except it high crushes a little bit from full crouch. It is a mid, it does track, and it is safe. So all those things are good, and it has good range as well. But it doesn't do anything in terms of counter hit, you know, properties or anything like that. Full crouch A plus B is a totally shitty move, but it looks kind of cool, so you might use it. It also forces crouch on block, so that's pretty good. Let's see. BA is shitty. Don't use it. B down A, also shitty, but you might be able to use it. It's kind of a gimmick, but you might be able to use it. I wouldn't use it, though. Let's see. BB, kind of shitty, though I want to mention that you can do a BB into a sidestep. BB sucks because they can 8-way run the second hit very easily. It is a counter hit combo, so if you think you're at that range and you might hit on counter hit, you can do that, but his BB is kind of whack. I wouldn't recommend it too much. I already talked about his 6B and the options afterwards, so that's pretty cool. I think they're usable options, decent options. Let's see. His 6-6B is very important because it's one of his faster moves, and it also hits on the ground, which is important for Okazemi. If they attack on counter hit, you get a knockdown, which grants another 6-6B, or I think you also get a 6B plus K, like that. So it's pretty decent for your fast counter hit B. Hitting on the ground, you know, it's good for Okazemi for that. Another thing I should mention about the 6-6B is you can charge it. For post-GI, if they're re-GIing, this is one option. It doesn't have great damage, but you get great wake-ups afterwards as it shifts into attack throw. So that's good. Hard knockdown, good wake-ups from face-down head towards. Down forward BB, I mentioned, is the second hit is kind of shitty, but the first hit itself is pretty good. And actually, now that I remember, the best combo to do off of down forward B is Doom Kick. It's kind of tricky, as I mentioned, but the reason it's good is because if you do the Doom Kick afterwards, you get really great Okazemi because of the recovery frames of the Doom Kick. Now, as I mentioned, it is a just frame, not easy to do, but if you practice it, this is definitely the best option for a combo off of that. Let's see. Down B, shitty move. It's basically the same as his standing B. Down back B does high crush, but it's so linear that I would use down A as my high crush because you get to the added coverage of hitting step. Back B, this is a decent move. I mentioned it's a level 2 soul charge unblockable, and I'm sorry, level 2 soul charge guard crush and level 3 unblockable. I'll mention those later when I look through the great ones list that he linked for me. But yeah, it's pretty solid overall. Let's see. Back B, this is a long range low. I personally prefer 1-1A because of the tracking property, but back B is decent. I think it hits on the ground as well, so just keep that in mind. Let's see. Oh, this move is really cheap. This move can be used similarly to Yoshi's, similarly in strategy to Yoshi's Stone Fists. The first hit, this is sidestep neutral B. Sidestep neutral B will sidestep in the direction that you go. So the sidestep has a sidestep, and then the move itself also has an additional sidestep. So you're getting a double sidestep into a mid-hitting B move, which is really great. I think 2 hits are a natural combo. No, it's actually a counter hit. You need a counter hit for this to work. 2 hits are a counter hit combo, but all the following hits are safe on block and force crouch. So that's really, really good, and they're uninterruptible. So what you can do is you can use this string in a way where, like, will they attack or will they not attack? Will I do 3 hits or 4 hits or 1 hit? You know, that's the way to use this this string. So I recommend this string. It's a lot like Razor Rush. Really good string overall. And because it's a B move and there's multiple hits, you can punish things like jumps with this, because the follow-up hits kind of they don't track, but they kind of follow the opponent. So if you hit someone in the air, you can hit them with a bunch of these, and they may not even be able to air control out of it. What is this? I think there's another follow-up that sucks, but yeah, that's it. So that's another follow-up option, but it's shitty. I wouldn't recommend it. Moving on, B plus K, talked about that. 6B plus K, I talked about that. Good hit, good move for Okazemi. What is this shit? Down forward. Oh, this is just how you play dead with him. It's pretty good for your offense if you're trying to get, you know, fancy. Down forward B plus K is a low. And if you hold it, you end up in face up, head towards. And if you hold it, then push up, you end up in face down, head towards. So this is your way of getting grounded with this character if you want to. Let's say maybe you're by the ring and you're scared of getting rung out. This is a way of getting grounded with this character and not having to worry about ring outs. And you can do that into the face up position, as I mentioned, as well as the face down position. And he does have a grounded move, which is grounded A plus K. This move is extremely unsafe on block. However, it has such a low hitbox that in order to hit it, you have to usually hit with moves that hit on the ground. So if I'm on the ground and the opponent tries to wake me up with any move that does not hit on the ground, this move is going to go under it and knock them down. So that's really important to remember, especially if you're planning on using the play dead options off of down forward B plus K. So that's that. Let's see what else we got. BK, whatever. I don't like that move. 8-way run down forward B functions just like 6-6B. 8-way run down back B is functions just like back B. What is this? Basically, these are copycat versions, 8-way run versions of the regular moves that I've already talked about. Back B plus K is his backswing blow. It's so linear though, and it doesn't yield a good enough reward for me to warrant the use of it. I don't like to use it. It can be useful in Okazemi situations, but again, it's so linear, and this game is so movement oriented, and A moves are so valuable in this game that I wouldn't recommend it. It's a little bit dangerous. While standing B, I talked about it earlier. Full crouch down forward B is a very important move because of the range. Out of crouch, it's his longest range mid. It's very fast, and it's super good. I highly recommend this move from crouch. Like, let's say down A into that is really good. On counter hit, you're going to get a nosebleed, which knocks down. Really good for that. I think you also get free hit if you're close enough. So that's guaranteed. Pretty solid. For full crouch down back B is the same low that I mentioned earlier, but I forgot how to do it. Is it back B? Yeah, full crouch down back B basically gives you a lower version of down back B. Back B. And full crouch down back B, it has a really good high crush, so that's one reason to use it. As you can see, it gets down really low, much lower than the back B version. But it's not that good on hit. It might be minus on hit. It's also probably launch punishable, as if I remember correctly. But it hits on the ground, it is a low, and it has great range, and it comes from crouch. So all those things are pretty unique and makes this reasonable, decent low. Decently usable. Let's see, where else can we go with this character? So we're moving on to... Did we already talk about all his A's? Yeah, we did. So moving on to his K moves, which are actually very important with this character, because generally speaking, his K moves are the ones that are faster. So his 6K is something that I would only use if I was going for a ring out from his optimum range, which is the down A tip range. You can ring out with this, and it is pretty safe. I think it's only punishable by really quick attacks, and it has good range, so I would use it for that. Let's see. 66KKB. This is an interesting string. I like to use it for Okazemi. The way it works is 66KK is a natural counter hit combo. So if this counter hits, that's a combo. If the second hit counter hits, I'm sorry, if the second part counter hits, the B, ooh, is not a combo? I thought it was. This stuff might be different in the PAL version now that I think about it, because I could have sworn that that was a combo. Let's see here. I'm not far enough. Yeah, I guess it's not a counter hit combo, which is interesting. However, it doesn't matter because I was going to tell you the whole string sucks, and what you should use this for is Okazemi off of the first hit. So, 6-6K, this hits on the ground, 2-hit mid, it jumps over lows, really good, and an added benefit to it is that not only is the second hit there, which is a threat, and it is a counter hit combo, which I mentioned, but because of the threat of the second hit, that makes the soul charge cancel off of this very valuable. So 6-6K into soul charge is a soul charge cancel, and you can use that for all kinds of offense. So let's say you do doom kick on block, and then you do 6-6K. You know, like, the options are crazy, you know, like, especially if you incorporate doom kicks into soul charge cancels and, you know, monument cancels, and all this stuff is really, really, like, crazy ass keep out offense, you know. It's really, this character, if you really learn the ins and outs of him, I mean, he flows so beautifully that if you go from Soul Calibur 2 to any other Soul Calibur, it's just going to be like someone's reaching their fingers in your throat. You're just going to vomit. It's disgusting what they did to this character. In this game, he flows beautifully. I mean, they've never made a character that flows in this offensive style from a range this far in a Soul Calibur game again. It's really sad seeing what they did to this character. It's tragic, really. Anyway, moving on. So down forward K I mentioned is your fast mid in close. It's exceptionally good because it low crushes. That's really what makes it really, really, really good. Down K is one of the moves you're going to need to use. Not too much special about it, but you have to keep it in mind. 1KB is a low into a mid falling leaf type of thing. On counter hit, I think it's a natural combo. Yeah, it knocks down on counter hit, and this is safe on block if I recall correctly. It might be slightly punishable, but I think it sucks ass. Because why would you use down back K when you can use down A and not need a counter hit? And, you know, it's not really that good, to be honest. Back K is basically his up forward K off of a backwards 8-way run. It hits on the ground and jumps, so it's pretty solid, but it's a bit slow to use, you know, overall. This low, K a tilde B, is really good because you can't jump over it. And as I mentioned, lows in this game that you can't jump over are valuable. So that's the reason I would recommend this, especially at the end of the round. A lot of people like to jump at the end of the round because they anticipate a low is coming. That's very common in this game at a high level. So if you use this low at the end of the round, basically you're telling them, go fuck yourself. You're going to have to duck if you're going to guess 50-50 at the end of the round. So that's really good. Let's see, where are we at? Forward KB. This is a good move for ringing out. It's pretty fast. It's pretty safe. Has good push block on block. Mid-high natural combo. I'd say it's pretty usable. Does good damage too. Pretty solid move. Let's see. 8-way run, that's basically the move I discussed already. Down K is a shitty low that I don't use and I don't recommend you use. 8-way run up back K is basically that. I already talked about that. Down KA is another shitty move that I don't use. Down A plus K, I'll probably get to that in the move list later. While standing KB is very important. I talked about it earlier because of down A. So down A puts you in the while standing K scenario where while standing K is almost uninterruptible, and on counter hit you get a combo, and the combo is 6-6A into Okazemi. Really good, great damage. So important to remember. Did they even cover? Is that move in the game, in the move list? Down A plus K is an important low. It is seeable and it is possible to block on reaction. It's also unsafe on block. However, if you space it correctly and give them a shallow block, it can be really hard for a lot of characters to punish it. And it is a high crush that tracks and hits low. So pretty solid to remember. You don't want to use it that much because it is very seeable and jumpable visually. so that is dangerous, but you know, it's a solid move overall, and I recommend it. I think it's pretty good. Let me grab some water, guys. Alright. Let's see. So we could talk about his throws now. His A throw is pretty good. Standard A throw. High damage because 55 is average. So pretty good for that. And the Okizeme, as I mentioned, hard knockdown. Really, really good for that. Some moves you could use for Okizeme are down forward A plus B or down back A plus B for the lows. Or 6B plus K because it hits on the ground and it will hit side roll. His B throw doesn't give you as good Okizeme. They're a little bit further, but again, you can employ some tactics like back B or 1-1A, or again, 6B plus K is always a good option. I talked about his... oh, he has a really cool back throw, I think. It doesn't do anything, but... Actually, it does shitty damage, but look how dope that looks. Oh. And he has some cool looking animations for his side throws. I like them all very much. I think this character's design is very cool. But yeah, all his other throws don't yield that much. And I already mentioned the monument throws. I forgot what they're called, but very good. Ring out as well. High damage. Really, really effective. Oh yeah, his jump moves. I always forget that, and it's so important. So for jump moves... His jumping A is a mid, which is what you're going to want to use when you go for a jumping move with him. It only because it has good tracking and it's mid. He also has a jumping K, which you can do only in up forward. Because if you do up K, he does this split kick, which sucks because it's high. So you don't want to use this if you do a jumping move. What you want to do is either up forward A, which has the tracking and is mid, doesn't do much though, and you have up forward K, which causes a knockdown that gives you a free hit, if I recall correctly. I think it's 6-6B or something. Yeah, I think that's free. Gives you the knockdown, pretty good, safe mid, but it's way more linear than up forward A. So those are your two options. His up forward B looks like that, and he also has, I think, another one. He has like another version of it. I don't remember how to do it. Oh, that's it. So guard plus up forward B does this. It's pretty good because it hits on the ground and is mid, but you know, it doesn't really do much and it doesn't track, so that's kind of what makes it dangerous to use. Now neutral up forward B does that, which also hits on the ground and jumps a little higher. This can jump over some mids. However, it's super linear, so you have to be cautious how you use it. And you can't use it if you're holding guard. You have to release guard and then hit up forward B. It's kind of like a hidden jump move with him. Let's see. Up forward. Oh yeah, his while landing moves are also very important. So his while landing A is going to be your low off of while landing. It gives a knockdown, has a really good range. So this is one of the exceptionally good while landing lows in the game. Great range, good tracking. You know, it's basically your go-to low off of wall landing. And then to mix that up, he has a brutal launcher. So basically, you're going to have a low knockdown off of wall landing, and then you're going to have a mid launcher. Really, really good. Not extremely common in this game. Though this launcher isn't a high enough launcher to grant a 6-6 before what I would do is I would do down forward K into Okizeme. But as I mentioned, since this is the PAL version, I'm pretty sure that a Doom Kick is the best option off of this. It's kind of tricky, but I'm pretty sure it's the best option. Yeah, like that. As you can see, he recovers so quickly that they're bouncing up in the air, and you can follow up with all kinds of brutal wake-ups. Really, really good character. In this game, he's super, super good. So you have to be very, very careful. Back in Calibur 2, he was one of those characters that were upper mid-tier. In the NTSC version, I mean. He was upper mid-tier and could be played at a very high level. Since this is such a balanced game, he could be played at a very high level. However, you know, in this version, the PAL version, he gets a big boost, and he's probably, you know, tied with a bunch of characters for 4th place, maybe even a little bit higher than that. You know, I'm not 100% sure. I haven't done that much exploration in the PAL version, but I can tell you that this Doom Kick thing is very, very good, especially as a punish. Really, really cheap because of the down forward K. I'm down forward B, guaranteed down forward B afterwards. It's not easy to do. Those of you who think you're going to just pick this guy and just terrorize people, it's not that easy to do. But once you get it, you got it. You know, as you can see, the more I practice it, the more I'm getting better at it. But it's pretty cheap. Moving on. Let's see. Miscellaneous. This is going to be all his stance stuff. Ooh, I didn't know about this. What's this? Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool. I'll talk about that. These are extensions to 6B8. Man, I totally forgot about this. Okay, so 6B8, as I mentioned, is the 6B, but he has a high version that's faster. So on hit, it gives you this automatic backstep, which is really nice for Kilik because you don't want to be in close, and this is a pretty fast move, and it gets you out on hit. So that's really cool. You can also do the A follow-up. You do up plus A afterwards. Really interesting move. They can duck under it, which makes it launch punishable because it doesn't jail. However, on counter hit, which is how you will usually hit with this move, it is a counter hit combo, and it turns them, disorients them. What that means in this game, if you disorient the opponent, is that they're limited to their back turned attacks, which means that you can telegraph what they're going to do because they only have a few options on what they can do. So if you hit with this on counter hit and turn them around, basically what it's going to do is it's going to... What the fuck? I guess it's only a counter hit combo up close? Yeah, if it hits shallow, it doesn't reach, I guess. That's kind of retarded. Yeah, that's kind of weak. Basically, don't use this. I never use... That's why I about it, basically. It's a gimmick. It can work, but, you know, the risk is too high for the reward. Let's see here. Monument stuff. I already covered all that. And this is the tribute stuff. All basically shitty. While on the ground, A plus B. What the hell is that? Oops. Oh yeah, this sucks ass. So, okay, I mentioned that you have A plus K, which is a decent low off the ground. And the reason this is good is because in order to hit you during the animation, the opponent has to use a ground hitting move. Because the wake up, it's kind of like Dragunov's Living Dead. He's waking up, but he's so low to the ground that he'll make mids whiff, which is really, really good. Off the ground, you also have A plus B. Now this... I think is completely useless and shitty, basically. There's no way any good player is going to allow you to do this off the ground. They're going to hit you 100% guaranteed. If you ever land with it, all you basically did is 47 points of damage and nothing. You didn't do shit. You can also guard cancel it. I've been doing it. You've been looking at the guard cancel. That's the cancel, which sucks. So, and then there is the kick off of that, which again I think is a total gimmick. They can sidestep all of that shit. Really not that good. I don't recommend it overall. You can, you know, sprinkle it into your game on occasion, but I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest. Let me look really quick at that list that Great One put up of the Soul Charge stuff. He doesn't have any Soul Charge level 1 guard crushes, which would be very cheap because he has a great Soul Charge cancel off of 6AA. And that would be super cheap if you could do, 2-2B and then 6AA Soul Charge and then have a level 1 Soul Charge guard crush. That would be really cheap. However, he has a bunch of level 2s, so you could do something like 6AA level 2 and then wake them up with, some whatever the hell you have. Let's see. His level 2 Soul Charge, I'm looking at a list right now. I think this is a Soul Charge guard crush. If you charge it, which I never use, I don't really give a shit about that. The only ones that I think are very useful are this one. Not very useful, but useful. Is B plus K. That's a good one because it has a cancel. So level 2 Soul Charge B plus K is guard cancelable, as I mentioned earlier. And it is a mid-hitting tracking guard crush, which is solid. Also, the Monument version does the same thing. And I think, does the second hit of this do that too? I don't think so, but it's possible. Yeah, it doesn't. So basically, B plus K is one of the ones that are usable. Another one that's usable, which is a level 2, is back B. Back B is a pretty solid level 2 guard crush. Good range, mid, solid overall. And as I mentioned, you can hold it and cancel it with an 8-way run, which is really pretty effective. If you consider that 8-way run animation startup has the possibility of evading moves, like you know that shimmy evade in this game, that is still accessible off of this 8-way run. So you can get the shimmy out of there, and it can be really, really good. Let's see. Soul Charge unblockables are level 3. This on full charge is unblockable. Not that good. Level 3 back B. It's a lot better, but still not that good. You can use it if your opponent is just turtling a lot. And it does good damage and is mid, so that one's decent. And then Monument A plus B. What the hell is that? Oh, yeah, that sucks ass. Really not that good. And then on the ground A plus B, which is that. Yeah, those are all shitty, not that good. Basically, the main tools are going to be standard step guarding, down forward K in close, down A into the while standing opportunities, 8-way run down B, very important, 8-way run down A, B, and all the offense related with all this stuff is all very, very important with this character. Flowing in and out of his stances really, really works well. He has good quick moves that can create space. He has moves from way out long range that can reach and do good offense, good lockdown, but at the same time he's doing keep out, so he's like an aggressive style turtle character, which is really, really good. Very, very cool character. That's basically my crack at teaching you guys about this character. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or two. One of my favorite characters in this game. Really, really cool style. I really like him a lot. So yeah, I mean, that pretty much covers the character. Let's see. Oh yeah, before I go, I wanted to mention that today is Sunday. Tomorrow I will be giving away what the hell is it called? Quamba Q2 Glow arcade stick. You have the winner will have a choice of whether they want the Xbox one or the PS3 one. I have one of each, and I'm going to be giving that away to a lucky subscriber on Twitch or PayPal. It's both of them, you know, are eligible. I'll select that winner tomorrow, but I also have an idea on how I can make content for subscribers. So what I think I'm going to do, and I'll talk about it more tomorrow, is I think I'm going to try to do weekly giveaways, or I guess raffles, to subscribers so they can decide what kind of content they want me to produce. So essentially what I'll try to do is once a week, out of the subscribers I have via Twitch or PayPal, I'll select one, I'll contact that person, and I assume because they're a subscriber of mine, they will likely have a favorite type of content that I put out on either Twitch or YouTube. And the theory will be that they can, you know, whoever wins can suggest what they want to see that week. Now, we'll see. I'll talk about it more tomorrow when I, you know, get the... when I give out the arcade stick, and I'm still ironing out some kinks on that idea. I don't know how it's going to work, but it's something that's worth a try, and, you know, I really appreciate everyone showing their support and subscribing and shit, and I feel like I'd like to more directly show my gratitude to subscribers, you know, because I think it means a lot to me that you guys subscribe and support Avoiding the Puddle, and that will be a good way for me to directly show my appreciation. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and look at some flowers and have a cigarette, so you guys can hang tight, and we'll see what we'll do after this, what I feel like doing. But in the meantime, that was the Kilik tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm gonna smoke a cigarette and get some water.